Fire Department to inspect safety standard at all TAHFIZ schools. Monsoon season poses threat to tourism industry. Thanks for choosing TV2. You're with me, RENEE, FOONG, on the evening edition of News on 2. The Cabinet has instructed the Fire and Rescue Department to inspect the safety standard at all TAHFIZ religious schools in the country. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak said this was necessary to prevent any recurrence of the fire at the Datul Quran Ittifaqiyah Religious School in Keramat on September 14th that claimed the lives of 21 students and 2 teachers. According to Datuk Seri Najib, any school found not abiding to the safety standard would be given time to implement the measures, and failure to do so would result in closure of the school. The Prime Minister, however, did not state how much time the schools would be given to upgrade safety measures to meet the standard.
Saya bersetuju. Ini time bomb yang tak boleh kita pandang ringan. Ini nyawa anak-anak kita. Dan inilah tanggungjawab kita. Bukan soal kuasa negeri ke persekutuan. Ini soal masa depan, kebajikan, lebih-lebih lagi keselamatan nyawa anak-anak kita yang mesti kita pertahankan, jaga dengan sebaik-baik. Ini tanggungjawab kita bersama.
In his speech at the national level Ma'al Hijrah celebration today at the Federal Territories Mosque, Datuk Seri Najib said the incident at the religious school was most saddening and continues to haunt him. Muslims in this country are reminded that Hijrah is not only about migration from one place to another, but also about the trials and tribulations experienced during Prophet Muhammad's journey from Mecca to Madinah on this day in the year 622. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak called on Muslims to look from the perspective of globalization, of which the migration included changes from various aspects, namely from the physical, mind, attitude, heart, environment, and lots more. The Premier said Islam has succeeded in developing a society with its own governing system that guarantees the safety of Muslims and non-Muslims, adding that due to that Malaysia has undergone many changes and achievements from one level to another and has become better and outstanding.
Menyebut tentang pengorbanan, itulah salah satu lagi iktibar yang perlu sentiasa diingati dan diinsafi tiap kali menjelangnya bulan Muharram yang mulia ini. Atas perjuangan penuh berliku itulah agama Islam terus berkembang sehingga menjadi tamadun besar, menguasai 1/3 dunia, dan kini ajarannya dianuti lebih daripada 1.6 bilion muslimin serta muslimat di seluruh pelosok dunia.
Datuk Seri Najib said this in his speech at the national level Ma'al Hijrah celebration held at the Federal Territories Mosque today. Former Sabah Chief Minister Tun Dr. Zakaran Dandai was named the recipient of the national level Tokoh Ma'al Hijrah Award this year. Announced today during the national Ma'al Hijrah celebration, Tun Dr. Zakaran received 100,000 ringgit, a medal and a certificate from Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak. Tun Dr. Zakaran, who has been United Sabah Islamic Association USIA chairman for 23 years, expressed his gratitude to the government for the recognition. He added that he will continue to serve the country and Islam in any which way he can.
Saya pun tidak menduga ini kehendak Allah SWT, oleh sebab ini anugerah Tuhan, kita telah bersama-sama dengan pemimpin negara kita dan juga rakyat untuk kita membangun negara kita dan rakyat dan agama daripada masa penjajah lagi dulu kesusahan kita sampai kita jadi negara merdeka yang maju seperti ada hari ini karena usaha daripada bersatu padu semua kaum bangsa walaupun berlain agama bangsa tetapi kita harmoni. Jadi Tuhan menyebutkan dalam Quran, apabila kita bersyukur Tuhan akan gandakan.
He said Malaysia is a grand example of a progressive Islamic state and hoped that the country will remain united regardless of the status, race and religion. Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Muizzuddin Shah, highlighted today that independence, the principle of consultation, and spiritual struggle are the three concepts of hijrah that form the basis of Islamic civilization and development. In his Ma'al Hijrah address in Lumut, Perak today, Sultan Nazrin said Islam encouraged the development of a keen, active and open mind.
Hijrah hendaklah dijadikan pengajaran bahawa manusia perlu bijak, mengenal pasti kelemahan sedia ada, lalu menerokai kekuatan baru. Hijrah hendaklah dijadikan pedoman bahawa manusia perlu bersedia melakukan pengubahsuaian serta bersedia menyesuaikan diri dengan persekitaran yang baru.
His Royal Highness added that Islam will not expand if the people remained enslaved by a poverty mentality and outdated thinking. Change is needed in order to become a respected nation whereby Islamic teachings are strengthened and are no longer just a form of divine rights. A total of 11 newly born babies were celebrated in conjunction with Ma'al Hijrah today at Hospital Melaka in Melaka. State Women, Family Development and Welfare Committee Chairman Dato' Latifa Omar said the first baby was born at 7:40 p.m. yesterday. She added that out of the 11 babies celebrated, 6 were boys while the balance were girls. Dato' Latifa is urging for parents to educate their children well and provide enough religious knowledge to enable them to grow up with high morals. She said this to reporters during her visit to Hospital Melaka in conjunction with Ma'al Hijrah. The current early monsoon season may pose a threat to the tourism industry given that floods have inundated tourism hubs of Pulau Pinang, Melaka, Perlis, Sarawak, among others affected areas. Deputy Tourism and Culture Minister Dato' Mas Ermiyati Samsudin said travel agents are advised to get the relevant information about the weather conditions before booking tours in order to avoid mishaps of domestic and international tourists.
Bagi industri pelancongan hari ini tidak terjejaslah sebab kalau kita tengok apa yang berlaku ianya dapat maksudnya dalam tempoh yang sekejap saja.
Speaking in Kuala Sungai Baru, Melaka today, Dato' Mas Ermiyati said prior knowledge about weather conditions will ensure that tourists will be safe without getting caught in flood situations. Nonetheless, she added that currently the floods have not affected the country's tourism industry. Balik Pulau MP Datuk Seri Dr. Hilmi Yahaya has proposed the federal government fund enlargement of the Rewa water catchment gates to facilitate better flood mitigation measures. The move is helped the surrounding communities deal with the frequent flash floods given their close proximity to the river estuary. The Deputy Health Minister added that the federal government funds were needed since the state government withdrew the allocation for the project last year.
Kita dah bincang dengan pihak JD, Direktorat Daerah JPS supaya lebih mudah kalau kita buang semua sekali. Pintu gate tu, gate banjir tu kita buka semua sekali biar air laut masuk dengan mudah. Dan air daripada bukit pun terus ke laut.
Datuk Seri Dr. Hilmi was speaking to the media in Teluk Kumbar, Pulau Pinang today. 12 flood evacuation centres have opened in Perlis, housing 2,292 people following heavy rain since early yesterday morning. A spokesman from the State Disaster Management Secretariat said 12 of the centres were in Padang Besar, Kangar and Arau. The district that is most affected is Kangar, with 4 relief centres housing 500 people. This is followed by 6 in Padang Besar and 2 in Arau. 3 rivers, Sungai Kampung Bakau, Sungai Pelarit and Sungai Cuco are at warning level, while the Timataso Dam is at normal level of 29.92 metres. The Meteorological Department has forecast intermittent rains in Perlis until Saturday. Member of Parliament for Subang, R. Sivaras's political secretary was detained by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC for corruption in connection with a private company. 2 other staff members were also detained and all 3 will be remanded for 4 days until Monday. It is alleged that the 3 suspects were detained for accepting bribes up to 55,000 ringgit from a company dealing with foreign workers. The case is being investigated under Section 16, subsection A of the MACC Act 2009 for bribery related to immigration matters. The trio are being held at the Dangwangi Police Headquarters while waiting remand orders. Yesterday, they were held at the Kuala Lumpur Central Lockup in Jinjang and Dangwangi Police Headquarters while awaiting remand orders. 3 people, including a corporation chief executive with a Dato' title, who were remanded in a graft probe over the misappropriation of government funds amounting to 40 million ringgit, have been released on bail in Putrajaya today. Magistrate Muhammad Dini Shazwan Abdul Shukur set 100,000 ringgit as bail, with 2 sureties each for the Dato' 58 and a corporation secretary 34. The third person, a company director 38, was released on 28,000 ringgit bail with 2 sureties. On September 13th, the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC detained 4 individuals in connection with the case involving funds which should have been channeled to a corporation for skills training programs for the jobless. The case is being investigated under Section 17, subsection A of the MACC Act 2009. It was reported that the 4 suspects had allegedly misappropriated 25 million ringgit this year and 15 million ringgit last year. Alor Gajah Municipal Council, MPAG, has decided to make its council members as well as senior officers assume the role of guardians or bapa angkat to TAHFIZ schools within the district. This is an initiative so that regular monitoring can be conducted on the school and its progress. Its president, Ismail Hashim, said the initiative was done to also ensure that the welfare and safety of the students and the teachers are always safeguarded to avoid any untoward incidents like what had occurred at Darul Quran Ittifaqiyah.
Seorang ahli majlis dan seorang pegawai kanan KMPG akan menjadi take over rumah-rumah tahfiz ini untuk melihat dari segi keperluan-keperluan dan juga syarat-syarat yang perlu dipatuhi oleh rumah-rumah tahfiz ini, sehinggalah kita boleh memberikan ke rumah-rumah tahfiz ini sebagai satu permit bangunan yang boleh diduduki.
He added that currently only 1 TAHFIZ school out of 16 in Alor Gajah district was registered with the state government. He noted that TAHFIZ schools that are not registered will be jointly monitored by the council, the state fire department and the state Islamic religious department. 15 illegal immigrants, including 2 women, were nabbed in 3 different locations on Minyak Beku Beach along Sungai Rengit, Kota Tinggi Johor last night. Regional 2 Marine Police Command Commander ACP Paul Q. Kom Chiang said, given the recent operations by the enforcement agencies, the illegals were trying to return to Indonesia via a tugboat. ACP Paul added that those detained were aged between 13 and 47 years. Initial investigations revealed that they were hiding in the jungle since the day before until they were caught last night. All the detainees were held for violations of the Immigration Act 1959-1963 for possession of invalid travel documents and leaving the country through illegal routes. Air Asia offers 50% off bonanza for flights to Indonesia after the break. AirAsia Berhad is offering an exclusive deal of up to 50% off flights to Indonesia at the 3-day Wonderful Indonesia AirAsia Travel Fair 2017 being held at IOI City Mall Putrajaya beginning today. Visitors can look forward to the exclusive fares by AirAsia that are available only for on-ground booking during the travel fair for the travel period from March 1st, 2018 to November 21st, 2018. AirAsia connects Malaysia with Indonesia through more than 350 times weekly flights to Banda Aceh, Bandung, Bali, Jakarta, Lombok, Medan, Pekanbaru, Palembang, Padang, Pontianak, Semarang, Solo, Surabaya, Makassar and Yogyakarta. Among the routes also included unique routes such as Kuching to Pontianak, Kuala Lumpur to Semarang, Kuala Lumpur to Solo, Kuala Lumpur to Makassar and more. Aside from operating from its main hub in Kuala Lumpur, the carrier also flies travellers from Penang, Johor Bahru and Kuching into Indonesia and have recently added more frequencies to several routes to meet the growing travel demand for Indonesia and Malaysia. On to sports. World and Paralympics champion ABDUL Latif Romli claims gold in long jump. World and Paralympics champion ABDUL Latif Romli was too strong for the field as he effortlessly clinched the men's long jump T20 intellectual disability gold medal. ABDUL Latif, who holds the world record of 7.60 meters, leapt 7.41 meter in his first attempt. As for the medal tally on the penultimate day, as at 6:30 p.m., Indonesia continues to reign supreme with 101 gold, 60 silver and 40 bronze medals. Malaysia trails behind in second place with 84 gold, 79 silver and 68 bronze medals. ABDUL Latif's effort was just shy of his ASEAN Para Games record of 7.43 meters, which he set in Singapore 2 years ago. The Perlis-born athlete attempted 4 more tries but wasn't able to better his mark. However, that was more than enough to bag gold as Singapore's Suhairi Suhaini and compatriot Zulkifli Abdullah settled for silver and bronze respectively.
Itu bukan saya punya finger tapi berpuas hati dapat boleh memaintain dalam 7 lebih ke atas tu. Memang ada serat nak mengisi dekat finger tapi tak capai, mungkin ada rezeki lah.
Sarawakians Anderson Jamba and Freden Dawan made big splashes for Malaysia on the final day of swimming competition, each contributing to the gold medal tally of the ASEAN Para Games. Malaysia entered the 5-day swimming competition with 9 gold medals to improve on their tally of 7 won at the previous games in Singapore 2 years ago. Anderson won the men's 150 meters individual medley S4 race at the National Aquatic Centre in Bukit Jalil, setting a new games record of 3 minutes 22.21 seconds. This automatically deletes the previous record held by Wong Chi Kin with a time of 3 minutes 49.01 seconds at the Manila ASEAN Para Games 2005. Only 2 swimmers qualified for this event today, where Anderson beat his rival from Thailand, Wongnontapun Napat. Barely an hour later, Anderson returned to the pool to claim his second gold for the day in the 50 meters backstroke. He clocked 52.06 seconds to finish ahead of Thailand's K Chakkon and Vietnam's Ha Van Hib. Freden won the men's 200 meters individual medley event SM10 in 2 minutes 30.67 seconds to break his own games record of 2 minutes 32.46 seconds set in 2011. Myanmar's Ang Pun took silver, while Yav Yanak of Cambodia got the bronze. It was the second gold for Freden, who won the 400 meters freestyle race on Wednesday. And that concludes this evening's news on 2. In our top story, Fire Department to inspect safety standard at all TAHFIZ schools. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm RENEE FOONG. Thanks for watching and have a pleasant evening.